G.SIETE.
H2O flow, man, unreleased. G.SIETE, baby.
Take her out to eat and after that there's no difference. She gon' tell you anything and you gon' fuck with her. Boosting up my self-esteem with diamonds and bezels. Yeah, I'm back talk, fucking up that cash, shaking ass, my little dancer. 30 in his mag, I'ma blast like it's NASA. Had to sneak up on him with the ghost, I call it Casper. Turbos on the V and add the chip and make it faster. Diamonds water, Michael Pharaoh, need some money, I can help, drug influence, big dog, top shelf, BBL, bad bitch, treat yourself. Seen her do whatever for that bag if I say so. Yeah, she gon' shake it slow and drop it fast for a payroll. I'm building different blocks up with this cash, call it Legos. Yeah, Bella has somebody body looking like she J-Lo. Pot to 10, I'm nauseous, bullet in his 50, I ain't never feeling cautious. Dog just grabbed the cement, bout to put him in the coffin. Spend it till we dizzy, daily life up in New Orleans. Walking in my coaster, Gucci on my shoulders, Prada on a poster, both out with no holster. Put her in the stock and now they talking about she glowed up. Look around the clock, I pop a perk and bend her over. Yeah, diamonds water, Michael Pharaoh. Need some money, I can help. Drug influence, big dog, top shelf. BBL, bad bitch, treat yourself. Seen her do whatever for that bag if I say so. Yeah, she gon' shake it slow and drop it fast for a payroll. I'm building different blocks up with this cash, call it Legos. Yeah, Bella has somebody body looking like she J-Lo. Yeah, I'm rolling thug and bout to go and make about 30 racks. Just mind your business, heard your clients want their money back. Young and head jacked and then whacked, I'm trying to get a 50 sack. Pimp all my bitches just in case they want some kitty cat. Locked on some new deposits, money keep on coming in, I see it, wanna copy. Even put my mans on and gave a couple options. 10,000 off of one song, I sign, I get more profit. Diamonds water, Michael Pharaoh, need some money, I can help, need some money, yeah. BBL, bad bitch, treat yourself, seen her do whatever for that bag if I say so. Yeah, she gon' shake it slow and drop it fast for a payroll. I'm building different blocks up with this cash, call it Legos. Yeah, Bella has somebody body looking like she J-Lo.
Hey, that's the one right there.
Yeah.
That's the one right there. As I keep listening to it, I be like, damn, I really made that bitch. I be feeling like that.
I really made that bitch, man. Special guest in the building, man.
You heard me?
Long time no see.
We been at it.
B7 Entertainment, man. We got G.SIETE at the end of the building, man. How you been, bro?
Man, I've been real cool and I've been thugging, getting to it, making this music.
Okay, we got Mr. Jackpot. We got Miss. Let me. I mean this.
80-20 deal, that's the same as Masterpiece.
I was thugging there.
Yeah, we got Mr. 80-20 deal, man.
Yeah.
Talk about it, my son. Talk your shit, dog.
Oh, you want me to talk about the deal? Or you want me to talk about?
Yes, sir. I want you to explain this 80-20. I want to get straight into that right quick.
All right.
Just to let the people know to introduce you.
Well, the reason why I said the 80-20 deal is because, all right, if y'all know and y'all watched the Master P Chronicles, he did the 80-20 deal. That was the first ever done, really, And basically, the COVID situation was going on, and I was working at Auctioner actually, and I was doing patient escort at Auctioner, and basically I got this call from my barber, and he was like, man, somebody trying to sign you. It's not like a big deal, but it's like an independent label. Like they been like signing people, like they were signing people like who had did the song for the Saints not too long ago, and they were like, man, it was
all right, go.
It was a song they was bucking to like for one season. Like it was like for a while. That's how they did the
Get the Gat.
No, they did the this how they.
I know what that is. Fuck.
He from Aurora.
I forgot that song.
Hot Boy Rano. I think it's Hot Boy Rano.
Look it up, fat.
Not Hot Boy Rano. It's somebody, but they they signed him. They signed a couple people like from back in the day. So they're just trying to get their label back up.
Okay.
So basically, I was like, it makes sense for the culture and stuff, like for Marrero and stuff. And I was like, I didn't want to sign a big deal. I always wanted my own label and I always, had artists and stuff. So I was like, if I'm going to do it the right way, I'm going to do it the right way. So I had signed the deal at, what that is, Starbucks. It was during COVID. We couldn't even go in. I had brought my partner, Jay Nove, he on Jackpot. And he came in the car with me. And we went signed the paperwork outside in our car and stuff like that. I'm looking over, he looking over, because we both know the music. Like the way I know this music, he really know the music too. We've been studying like since we was kids. So we Chopper style. Chopper style. Yeah. Like okay. That's what it was, and that's what it was a part of. So basically I had signed the deal, I looked over it, but at first I had looked at something wrong on the deal. They had like I think they had way more than 80 or something like that. It was something like that. It was like more. It was something with the publishing or the royalty or something like that. And I had to look over and I had to him bring it back, and he brought it back, and I had did it like digitally signed it.
Okay.
So basically, I did that. So what's so crazy about that is I'm thinking back. I had Street Profit. I had to tell you the song that you like, the Time After Time, and I had The Way How I Live. That was the Baby Boy, the Prince sample and stuff. So when I had did that, I dropped it like 2 months before I signed the deal. So when they found out, they were like, man, take it off a tune card and give it to us. And you're like, give us another tape. So I had did the Gabriel tape. And that was like more like basically expressing my feelings and like, showing like my very versatile style and really singing and things. So when I did that really had turned me up, and everybody looking at me in a different light. They looking at me like, well, he don't just do the turn stuff. Like, he really can, get vulnerable and different things like that. So I had did that, and I dropped them 2 tapes, and I was just going crazy. And then I just started doing old videos, like all the videos from Street Profit, all the videos from like songs that people like, but I just never had, visuals. So I kept going. And then basically, what happened? Oh, I had gotten a couple situations, I feel like the city don't like to talk about it, but like a couple situations happened. Then I started making like the ride outs and the Legit and the Lakeside, and I started like coming with it. Then I caught COVID. Now when I caught COVID, that's when I made Flood My Teeth. And it's so crazy about the Flood My Teeth song is I was just having COVID. I was sitting in the back. I couldn't even come in the house. We had like a little back den or something like that. You could just come out from the back and go to your car stuff. And I was really isolated. So my daddy had said, I had the grills in. Like, he was like, I don't know why you got the grills in. Like, you go somewhere. I'm like, man, I just, He was like, I was like, man, I had to flood my teeth just so they can notice me. I just said, like, I literally said that whole line. I'm like, right there? That's a song. But I didn't have the beat yet. So I just kept that in the notes, tucked that. And I was talking to Cam Cortez one day. Matter of fact, the next day, I was like, man, send me a whole, like, pack of beats so I can just go crazy right quick. I got COVID. I'm stuck in the house for 2 weeks. I can't work. I can't do nothing. Because I really caught it from work and that, action. So basically, I had really got that beat. Soon as I heard it, I had to flood my teeth just so they can notice me. I turned it out the car. Oh, another thing is, I had got I had skipped a couple parts. So in January, all right, so in January, when
2021, 2020?
This 2021. This 2021. January 2021. I had got some money from all them tapes that I had did.
Okay, hold on. Let's rewind. Let's break it down. All right, let's start from 2019.
All right, 2019.
All right, 2019, Street Profit.
Street Profit.
That was the project you dropped. Was this your first project, right?
Yeah, my first project.
All right, now the situation happened with the labeling. Well,
2 months after that. 2 months after that.
All right, so
because I dropped it on New Year's Eve.
Okay, so January 2019, you dropped the tape. The label, you get in with the 80-20, you sign it. They say take it off. We want that on hit account for us so we can get a profit off that.
Yeah.
Boom. Now you dropped the Gabriel.
Yeah.
2020. Now.
No, that was 2020. That was 2020.
So after the Street Profit, they asked you to give another tape. What was you doing in between Street Profit and Gabriel?
I was working at Rouse's.
Okay.
I was working at Rouse's, and I had the We How I Live video, and this when Polo G started bubbling up, and people was like, man, everybody walking store like, you look like Polo G, you look like Polo G. You like, I'm like, who the hell is Polo G? I don't even know who that is at that point. Like, so I went and looked them up. I'm like, yeah, we kind of look like each other. So one time, when I just dropped the Way How I Live, I dropped the song. I didn't even drop the video yet. I had dropped the song. Matter of fact, what video? Oh, I had the Motions video. I had the video Motions. All that got taken down. We could talk about how that got taken down later. Yeah. But basically, I had dropped that video, and it was in a project. Nobody had dropped no video in a project in a while. Like, so, and it wasn't gangster. I was singing. Like, I was like, they were like, I never had this type of vibe. He walking through the project and all alone and stuff like that. He dapping people off, everybody like embracing them. So they ain't never seen no type of stuff like that before. So when they had, Rouse's is in Marrero. It literally just got built out the first. It was me and my 2 other cousins, Earl, and I had a cousin named Papa. So we both was, working all 3 of us doing shifts. They was doing overnight. I was doing during the day because I had to go to school. I was going to a school in Delgado. So basically, I was doing that, and then somebody had came in there, and I was right next to my manager, like the head manager of Rouse's was in there. Like, this was one of them days, like, you can't be doing nothing wrong type of stuff. So they all, when it was like, oh, I like your video, different stuff like that. Then somebody else was like, oh, I like your video. And then all of the manager like, who you is? Like, I was like, I'm just a local rapper. I'm just, trying to do my thing and stuff like that. They was like, oh, Reese, I'm not mad. I'm just saying, like, oh, you got so much customers coming in and stuff. Like, they started liking that. So they start getting engaged with my music and stuff like that too.
Okay, so you got some work fans.
Yeah, working fans and stuff like that. So it made it really easier too, because every time I make a song, like they were like, send me that. I was sending unreleased, like how I sent you the unreleased pack. I was doing that same thing back in the day. Like half of these songs that I was sending to them way before it came out and stuff like that. Okay. So
not saying that, not to cut you off, but when working at Rouse's and recording music, how hard is it to balance working, being an artist, and working at a regular 9-to-5 job, which most rappers claim, fuck that 9-to-5, I'm just going all in.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's not as hard if you really dedicated for something. Like if you really dedicated and you really want something. Like I can tell you an example. One time I had to go to work, but I could have, and I had, like I was telling you, I know the people. So I was like, man, I got a studio, so I had to do a feature for my cousin Cash. And she basically was like, yeah, like you come at this certain time, but it was like a half an hour, like, when I was about to go to work, I had to leave like a half an hour early type of stuff. So I asked them, I told them, and like they working with me and stuff like that, because they know what I'm trying to achieve. They know we ain't about to be working the rest of your life. Like we know what you got going on. You're really good at it.
Yeah, you just
so it really benefited me. Even when I went to Auctioner, they all knew, because I was getting posted at blogs at that point when I started working at Auction. And the reason why I started working at Auction because I wanted a more low-key job. I didn't want to really be like all like, doing groceries.
A lot
and
of people ain't in the hospital.
Then I'm working in Marrero. When I was working at Auction, I was working on Jefferson Highway. So it was like a little more, leeway when I was with it. So I feel like just letting people know, and it ain't gonna work for everybody. Say how bad bosses out here, and they ain't like, I don't give a fuck about what you got going on and stuff like that. But
they work with you. So when with working, why did you decide to work? Did you decide to work to invest in the music or just to have some extra money on the side?
I decided to invest into the music. Like every check that I ever had went into bills and music. I had no money for drip. I had no money for that. How I was doing that with the drip and stuff like that is because I had like different ways of getting money and stuff like that on the side. Like I was like either selling something or, I did merch with the B7G shirts. I did that. Or I was just basically just helping people out, and people clothing lines, you just give me stuff like, this Dime, and he gave me this shirt yesterday, and I just wore it, like, and I'm supporting you, I'm tagging you, I'm doing all that, like ATM
like
King.
Ambassador.
Yeah, and because that's how I feel. I always like to dress. I feel like I can see potential in your clothes, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put that on. I know I got the chains, I know I got these jeans, I got this, and I'm putting it all together. And just like everybody do with these other designers, like it's home, New Orleans. So you gotta support everybody. So that's how I looked at it.
Now with that, after Rouse's, you move on to Oshner, but the deal is already in place while you're at Oshner, right? All right. So
within 2 weeks of me working there.
Okay. Now, when you do the 80-20 deal, do they give you any money up front?
No.
For it? No.
When you independent, everything is on your own. Like you still do. I'm doing everything. I still got to pay for my own videos. Still got to pay for my own studio time. Still got to pay for my own promotion. They help with a little promotion. Like if it's an album, but like just regular singles and like me just doing stuff on the fly, dropping stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. I got to do all that on my own. So it's like you still not really signed, but it's like the best part about it is they get you on a certain platform that you need to get on outside the states and stuff, and like not mainly focus on New Orleans. See, the New Orleans stuff, I pay for all that myself. Like that's not nothing. But I just need to get outside, like in different countries and stuff like that, and putting you on playlists. Like playlisting is very important. Spotify, Apple Music, and different things like that. They really make you on a different level because people listen to playlists like the radio. They don't listen to radio no more. They listen to playlists. So, they got different vibe playlists. That's why I make different songs like love songs and heart songs and hard songs and, southern songs, like all type of songs. So when I get on these different playlists, I'm on every different playlist for every different type of song. That's really what it is.
What made you make the final decision that you was going to do the deal?
What made my final decision is basically I had nothing going on. Like I felt like I needed some type of extra push. I've been rapping for like 7 years now, but at that point when it was like 6'5", something like that.
Spot for you.
So yeah, I've been making like I was doing music with all like the biggest like artists in the city, like locally and things. The people that now, I've been doing music with them since I was like 15, 14 years old. I was, you know, in high school, middle school, doing different things. So it's like, I was like, man, I need to get like something different to make me go harder. Like just the fact that me knowing I signed a deal made me look at shit different. It made me look like, oh, I'm in the industry now, in my head.
Okay, yep.
So
I got you now. When saying that, to avoid dry spots, what excites you about this music still? 7 years and you say, what makes you happy with music?
just really getting in the booth and like hearing this beat before I went in the booth and really make that song and how it come out. Just the way like I really made that from scratch. It's just the fact of the matter, like how that beat, like I don't even think that person even liked it, the beat. And they had sent it to me and I had went and did it and they were like, whoa, I like it now. Like, and that was just, it's just stuff like that. Like every producer that give me beats, they be saying they didn't like it. Then when I do it, they like, I really like that song. Like I ain't even care about it that much because I add different melodies to it. I even get like my engineer to put different like sounds. I put like whoa and different stuff like that. He'd change the tone of it and put it in the beat and make it sound totally different. He was like, I ain't even hear that. Doing different stuff like that, just being creative.
Now speaking of that, in the studio, what how's your creative process in the studio for you? Like you just say do you have to work with certain engineers, certain producers? Do you keep it tight or you work with a lot of people?
Right now I've been working with Lacrosse. He's a artist that signed to Cash Money and he been down here and we just been working. Like, I mean, he been working on his craft, been working on my craft, and he finally got his own studio. So he know how to record. I know how to record myself, but I don't know how to do like the mixing and mastering and stuff. And I go record and he'll do that stuff for me. And that's why I've been really locking in with right now. And I locked in with Orgo Sound. That's who really did all them, like my whole last album, Jackpot, all them songs, Lakeside, Flood My Tea. Like he did all of that. And I'm still locked in with him too.
Okay, now Jackpot came out last year, 2021. That was, I would say, I feel is your most, probably, I would say, complete tape of tape of like, it's like a music industry, like vibe and tone. You can hear this and you wouldn't say like this is a local artist. Because the production is top tier.
Yeah.
What went into making that tape for you?
I can really say I did 5 and 5. I always told myself like I always wanted to make a tape that I was going real hard with the rapping and the singing, but at the highest potential of that. So I did 5 songs of the hype songs, which I look at as like not G.SIETE, like Blizzy, Legit, like people didn't know me for back in the day when I had my song, like changed my name to Blizzy.
Yep, first
so
name, huh?
Yep. So when I did the other 5 set of songs, I was like, all right, I'm gonna show y'all I can really rap and I can show you that I can really sing and do different like melodies and stuff. So I was like 5 and 5. So basically that's just how that came about. But I had caught COVID. That's how I did the other 5 with the singing and stuff like that. And all the other 5 was when I was going through in the top of the year of that 2020, in the 2020, 2021 early. Like.
Okay, now when catching COVID-19, we in 2022 now. COVID has made it all the way to 2022 from 2020.
That's crazy, man.
How was you feeling when you caught it? Did you have any symptoms? Did it affect you anyway?
Yeah, I didn't know. I couldn't smell or taste for like 8 months. Like even during making the Jackpot tape, I couldn't taste or smell.
8 months?
Like,
Damn.
Like 8 months. Like until I took the shot, I had it started to come back on some weird stuff like a week, 2 after my smell and stuff started to come back. So I'm like, did y'all do that on purpose? But I ain't gonna get in that.
It's conspiracy, huh?
Yeah.
Now, how long did it take you to make Jackpot? Because I saw, of course I follow you on Instagram. I saw like the leading dates up, like you dropping snippets, you saying Jackpot dropping July.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to make it?
All right.
Don't tell me 2 years.
Nah, it probably took like 6 months.
6 months?
But it didn't take 6 months. Like it took like just developing, like going through different things and making songs. Like I didn't just have in my head like I'm making Jackpot, so I gotta make this type. I was just collecting songs. Like every tape I collect. Like right now I'm collecting songs. Like I was telling you, like where we gonna do it in the clubs and see how it react and different stuff like that. I'm on that type of time right now, and I'm just collecting songs and just doing little snippets. If see people, see Subuku people like replying and different things like that, I go off of stuff like that. That's why I do a lot of snippets leading up to my tapes because I want to see what songs fit, what songs don't. And
interaction with the people. So when you did do that, how was the reaction from all the people? About
when I was doing the snippets?
When it dropped.
Oh, when it dropped. All right. See, when it dropped, I had a party. Like I had a release party at 50 something. That's which is in that's considered Harvey. Yeah, that's considered Harvey. So I'm still on the West Bank. and I had different people and it's just watching the reaction of the older people and just the young kids and everybody just was in there and we just vibing to it. We didn't even realize the tape out. Like I couldn't, y'all promote it late. Like the tape had dropped at 11 o'clock. So by the time we left, I did it on purpose. So by the time everybody leave, y'all, the songs that y'all was listening to, y'all can pick like, oh, I liked this song when I was in there. And just y'all pick y'all favorite songs and stuff like that. But the reaction was really amazing. Like everybody was telling me like, we needed this. Like I was going through something. And when you dropped this song, like the song Arcade, a lot of people like we touch with that song. It's a sleep on Jackpot, the last song. But everybody really like in touch with that song.
The last song is always Sleepers Arcade.
Yeah, I hate that though because that's be my favorite song.
Right, like that's because it's like the most important, the intro, the outro. But a lot of people don't make it to the last song. They look at it differently.
I feel like that's for the real fans.
Yep. If you get to the end. Now, I got some numbers I want to read off to you. I want you to let me know if you know what these numbers are when you just stop me if you hear.
All right,
we got 103, 18.8K, 8.3K, and 195K. You know what the numbers is?
No. What that is?
All right, the 103 is the countries. 18.8K is the listeners you have. 8.3 is the hours listened to, and 195K is your streams.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now, what's your thoughts on that? That was your Spotify streams about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So what you think about that?
I think that it's amazing, but I don't really be caring about that stuff like that. Like I feel like when you worry about the numbers too much and I feel like I had my problem with that in 2019. Like you always talking about the numbers and stuff. So when you don't do the numbers, people look at like, oh, you didn't do the numbers. So I really don't like to care about it too much. I post it just because that's just the thing. Like everybody posting their numbers at that time, the Spotify wrap up. So I posted it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I saw on Jackpot, I want to talk about them numbers as well. Since you don't care about it, it said 31K. This was when it
that was that morning. Yeah, that was a couple 2-3 hours after.
Yeah, so 31K in 3 hours, bro. What's going on?
I feel like people just really wanted G.SIETE. Like I was really ghost. I go ghost. Like I feel like I take the ride way. Like the people that really make that good music. They are Kendrick Lamar, different people
not seen a lot.
Yeah, not seen a lot, and I feel like they didn't really hit me. And he just really was like, man, when we get this tape, I'm really going to support it. Like, everybody supported it. I could really say, on both sides of the river, they all supported it. And I really thank them for that. Because if I didn't really get that support for that tape, I probably would have, I ain't going to say I would have stopped, but it would have, discouraged me, I feel like.
Now, with doing that interview, you hear so many artists saying it's hard, it's tough to get that breakthrough. What makes you, I guess, keep going, even when you've been rapping 7 years and you feel you haven't had that breakthrough point yet where you get that recognition that you want?
I feel like just the people, all right, this month, what that was last night, they had one of my supporters. I don't like to call them fans, but supporters. He had came and posted a video. I just reposted on my story, and he was like, "Man, I had copped these grills. And it was like they look good. I know they look good, but." And they're like, G.SIETE made me get on me, because he's singing so good with him. I sound stupid as hell with these bitches. It's just getting videos like that and people really embracing me and really making little funny videos and doing little dancing videos and stuff. Keep me going. They constantly post me and they be telling me in the DM keep going and stuff. And I hear your songs. And I feel like my fans, my supporters, they really be telling me I hear your music. I know this is not just songs. I know you really feel like this. I know whatever you see, in my new project that I'm about to be dropping, you're going to hear a lot of stuff my parents and hearing about with my friends and hearing about I'm single now and the relationship that I just went in.
We're going to get on that.
And stuff like that. And I feel like people really know me, but they don't know me, but they feel like they know me.
Okay. Now, through the songs, the singing hasn't come out of nowhere for you. You were in a choir when you were young, right?
Yeah.
How does that affect your music? Did you think being in a choir would affect your music in the long run of the singing and harmonizing and stuff like that?
I feel like it always was going to do that. But this one I didn't tell you in that interview. The reason why I went to the choir, because I was so smart being being younger and knowing you got to pay for singing lessons and different stuff like that. So I was like, man, wait. So if I just go to choir, I get free singing lessons. But at the same time, I gotta sing about God. I'm not tripping off what I'm singing. I just know what I'm getting this practice in. And you know, it's just you singing for the Lord. You singing for the Lord. That's a good thing to do. And like I was getting a lot of praise for that too, because I was doing solos and a lot of things too for different churches and stuff. So I feel like that really had helped me out and really like get in touch with my inner, you know, soul and really make some spiritual. You know, I feel like I make some like hood Negro spiritual type of music. That's what I really call it. So that's how I really feel like it really helped though.
How did you get in the choir? You didn't touch all that. You say
Well, how I got in the choir? Yeah. Oh, well, the reason how I got in the choir, I was at Mount Hermon Church, and I used to just go there. And one time I was just singing in the bathroom. I was in the shower, right? And my mom was like, "Hey," she knocked on the door. And she was like, "Hey, you know you sound good." I was like, "You think so?" I know when you in the shower, it be like an echo in it. I feel like everybody sound good in the shower. She said, "No, like you really could sing." So when I end up going there, like the next time, like they had like some type of kids practice or like you know do trials, like so I had went and did it, and like everybody was just like because the way how I look or the way how I be coming, people wouldn't think that I can sing. So when I started to sing, everybody was like, "Yeah, like we need him a part of this choir. And you doing solos and everything." Like they telling me that. But what messed me up is with like doing it, I didn't know about sopranos, altos. I didn't know about none of that. I just thought we all just get in the choir, you start singing. So they put me with the sopranos because I had a high pitched voice. But around buku females, like all the dudes went way over there. I'm with all the females. I'm the only dude around females. I'm like, I felt like
nervous.
No, I'm like, what's going on? Like, well, I'm with the girls, like, you know, like, yeah, but you know, they like me and stuff like that. So that was, you know, it was kind of cool.
You rather be around all the women in a minute.
Yeah, you know, looking back at
hindsight.
Yeah.
All right, now you haven't the latest thing you dropped. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is the video. That was the last thing I seen from you. I looked on your YouTube.
That 7-2 Aliens.
Yeah, with Big 7.
Yeah, that's my partner.
Now, with the B7 Entertainment label, how do you, I guess, manage artists and the people you sign and still try to get yourself to the next level?
Because we all grew up with each other, so it's not like I really want to get to that stage. Probably when I get a little bigger, to sign artists from different states and people that I don't know. But right now, I got different artists that I know, you know, and I don't look at them like my artists because I've been knowing y'all since grew up. Like Flex, he called himself Rad Boy Flex. They got different names. You know, I just gifted him the chain, right? You know, right before Christmas and stuff. And I feel like he got a different type of sound, and he told me that I only started rapping because of you. Like, he a descendant of my son. You know how like Thug got like different people that like sound like him. And stuff like that. Like he's like a descendant of a sound that I had when I was younger. And he just took that and ran with it and made his own sound. And I feel like ever since then, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sign him whenever I get to that point and different stuff like that. And I finally did it. We ain't get no paperwork. I don't want no money from it. It's just the fact that you repping the brand and stuff like that. And I feel like that can really be good. But it's just
You go ahead, finish.
Oh, because I ain't really get on like how I did it, but basically with just doing a label, you just always gotta just tap in with them to see what they doing, see what they on. Like if you need some bread or you want me to go in with you or you want me to even just come to the studio and just chill with you or be in one of your videos, just that support. Just always right now, like the stand I'm at, because I'm still, y'all need support and I need, you know, to go up myself. So it's just really about just being that person for them and just sending them songs. You send each other songs and just really just keep focused because we got a bigger goal ahead.
Now, when doing your music and picking and choosing what song is going to go on a project, how does that come about? Do you have just a catalog of music and you just like, give me these 10, this going on here?
I'm doing that now, but at that point, I was just, wherever song that I make, it's all going on the tape. Like, that's how it went. But some like 2-3 songs wouldn't make it. Or they probably get on to another tape. But I just was collecting songs. But now I'm learning to like, well, I got singing songs. I got these hard rap songs like the Flood My Teats and the What You Owns and all that. And I got the arcades and stuff like that. And just I'll take, you know, like how you just say, take from this one and put it together. But I'm really about to be working on a tape with just hype songs. And I wanted the EP, like 7-song EP with just singing songs. And I was going to do like a couple of collab tapes with different artists in the city. That's what I'm really mainly working on.
How do you decide the name for the tape? How did you decide Jackpot?
Oh, all right. I can explain all of them. You want me to explain all of them? Street Profit had really came from just people telling me like, you really a prophet in Marrero, like everybody, well, really the West Bank as a whole, cause like you the person that, I'm the only person I feel like on the West Bank that's mutual with everybody. I'm mutual with every hood. I'm mutual with Algiers. I'm mutual with Harvey. I'm mutual with Gretna. I'm mutual with West Wego. I'm mutual with everybody. Like, so I don't have no beef. I have nothing like that as far as on the West Bank, and people really like embrace me. So I feel like that tape really came from that, and I had got Prophet tatted right before that, and it was like, oh, I was like, well, I'm a street prophet. So when Gabriel came about, I feel like,
is that your name?
Yeah, my name is Gabriel. That's what G.SIETE is really. Gabriel.
Damn
Siete.
shame. I knew this man for 4 years. Just asked him, is that his name?
Yeah, my name is Gabriel. So I had made Gabriel because basically, like, I had looked up the name. I looked up the meaning of it. You know, it's like, you know, an angel, the angel of sounds, and like, you know, you really.
That's ironic.
Yeah, and it's like basically I feel like I'm speaking through God. Like whatever I make, I feel like God is telling me to make that. And it's for whatever reason. It's probably not be for me. It's like somebody might, like I told you, people be hearing my music and they be like, man, I really needed that. And I was going through something that day and stuff. So I feel like I'm just that type of person, that type of, you know, I just speak through my voice. But I feel like I could really speak through my voice when I sing. And I really give like vocals. Mm-hmm. So that's what Gabriel really came about. And I started really tapping in with that, getting better at. I've been doing it for years, but I feel like I really started tapping in with Gabriel, and that's what really made that. And I was like, I'm just giving him a dose 7 songs.
Okay.
So with Jackpot, nice. That came about with us just gambling. Like, we really be gambling, like gambling in life, gambling in the casino, just gambling, just like putting.
What's betting allowed?
Oh yeah, like my partner Toe, he just won 10 bands. Just won 10 bands off of like a 6-game parlay, like a 6 or 7-game parlay. Went crazy, like Lucky. But you know how much of a real nigga he is? What? He gave me $500 because he like, look, he in a wheelchair, so I had to go up in there and go make the ticket, like just off the fact I made the ticket for him, he gave me $500. I ain't never met nobody that do no shit like that, like, and just cause he like, man, he told me before, he said, man, this be hitting, I'm giving you, I'm popping you off, it's good, and he did that, and I really thank him for that because I needed that bit at that time, like I was like, man, I need some promotion, I need to get in the studio, like different thing like that, like. Mm-hmm. So, and I feel like the Jackpot came about because we just been gambling and really putting everything on the line. And I feel like that was putting everything on the line.
Mm-hmm. Now, last time we talked, self-proclaimed Prince of Marrero. Yeah. Did that change to King of Marrero?
I'm a Pharaoh now.
You're a Pharaoh?
Yeah, that's
Explain
why.
Explain
that. I've been really looking up Egyptian and different things, and I feel like even going through my bloodline and looking at stuff like. Yeah, like I feel like I'm really like, I don't feel like I know that I'm descended of that. Like even when like the pyramids and with the Dominican shit on some other side of my family and just putting all that together, and I'm looking at old pictures and stuff. That's why I always keep my hair braided. That's another thing. I was like, I always keep my hair braided stuff because I had seen a picture of a pharaoh and he was dark skinned, different stuff like that. And he looked like me. Like I ain't even gonna stunt. Like he looked like me. He had
We're gonna have to see this picture.
Yeah, like he like I gotta go find this on Google, but. He had his long locks and it was braided and it looked like, he had the Pharaoh thing. I don't know which Pharaoh it was because they got many. And I feel like Pharaohs, they really way more like empowered than kings and because they really control, they really like. And then when you like, I feel like from the street like type of level, if you compare it, you know how when people mess with you in the hood, you know how they send hits and that type of stuff, it get gone. So I feel like with a Pharaoh, they really was going crazy. Like, they was getting people inside. They got booby traps, different they are putting people inside. I don't know. It's so, if you really look it up, like on YouTube, it's so much that was going on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, nobody don't call themselves a pharaoh. So I'm a pharaoh. I don't want to be a king.
So when did the Prince drop?
The Prince drop, I feel like, after Gabriel.
After Gabriel?
Yeah.
Dang, where was I? I thought I seen that shit.
Because I feel like, all right, this is another thing about with pharaohs. With pharaohs, they get buried alive. That's one thing people don't know. Like they give them this special type of potion, and they get buried alive, and they get mummified.
I was about to say this is what a mummy comes.
Yeah,
from.
They get mummified, and they gotta ring the bell every day to let people know that they're alive. Mm-hmm. Like and the bell is outside of the town. It's like a big bell, and every time they ring it, that's how people know that they're still alive. Mm-hmm. So once the bell don't ring no more, the people go check them, see if they're alive or to see if they dead. Some people live years with still doing that, just being like whatever I don't know what they give them.
No food, no water.
No food, no water, nothing. Like, and they just in the tune. So when they really like check them and they really did, all right, now you really mummified and they put you on your tomb and now you live forever. We gonna always remember you. You all live forever. And anybody disrespect your name after you did, they getting punished. And that's why I say I'm a Pharaoh, because I feel like even when I am gone, I don't want that to happen no time soon. Putting that out there.
Make that clear.
Make that real clear. But when that does happen, I feel like I'm gonna really live long for generations and people gonna remember me.
Mm-hmm. Now, I got a couple questions I want to ask. Either or, you can choose who you want. It's options. It's either one you prefer. I'm gonna go with singing or rapping.
What do I like more?
Yeah, which one you prefer?
I really been asking myself that for like these 2-3 months. Like I'm like, what do I do better? I do both of them well, but I feel like I like to sing more.
I thought you were gonna say that.
I really like to sing more.
Now I'm gonna go. Let's go Kanye or Drake.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I've been told you like is the reason why I started making music.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's
do you prefer Donda or CLB?
CLB though. I'm gonna go CLB off the purely fact cause like it was during a hurricane and stuff, we was in the way. It was just like I'ma always remember that tape because we in the car in Atlanta. I'm just listening to it. It was a vibe. It was something to get me my mind off of what's going on in the city.
Makes sense.
That was really.
All right, we're gonna go with Can I go with? Let's go with Playboy Cardi, Lil Uzi Vert.
Uzi. That's another person that I feel like gave me different flows. He really gave me a lot of flows and just to rearrange different things, use different melodies too. Like.
All right, we're gonna go with do you prefer a relationship or being single?
Single. Cause I feel like I don't have no problem being like even with my last girlfriend. Even with my last girlfriend, I ain't have no problem with her. Like it was no cheating going involved. It was nothing like that. It's just a purely fact. Like I feel like when you on a grind and you trying to get somewhere, and the way how people look at you, and even knowing that you a quote unquote sex symbol.
What the?
You heard me? You know, a lot of females throw yourself about it.
Bruh, go ahead, bruh. Sex. You
heard
talking
me?
about her or you?
Me.
Oh, all right.
You heard me? When you a sex symbol and female be throwing itself at you and stuff like that, I ain't gonna lie, it gets real tempting. But the problem that I had, I never was single. I feel like anybody that know me, you know, I never was single my whole life since I was like 7 years old. I always had a girlfriend.
Yeah, long relationships.
Not long relationships. It's just like
you always had a girlfriend.
I always had a girlfriend. I always had somebody on my side.
What was your longest relationship?
The one I just got out of 2 years.
2 years? All right. Not bad. Nah, I brought it up because I got a couple relationship cards I want to ask you about.
Okay.
Just some of the questions outside of music to let the people see where your head is.
Yeah.
We're going to ask you one. Your significant other stays over the night at an ex house to spend more time with their child. Is this acceptable?
No.
Why?
Cause if you with me, why you going by him? Like, just get the baby and come over here. I'm lost.
That makes sense. All right,
yeah.
We'll get rid of that one. This tonight's conversation cards too. To shout them out. A woman's significant other wants her to change clothes because he feels the outfit is too seductive. She feels the outfit is empowering and will not change. Who's right?
So my her outfit?
Yeah.
With the what type of outfit you talking about?
They say he feels the outfit is too seductive, so I'm guessing it's showing much skin, cleavage.
Now look with that. Long as you on like if you post that and you ain't showing no attention to these dudes that really be doing hard, you leaving that clothes, I don't care. Like it's just all about just being true to yourself when I'm not looking. Mm-hmm. And that's really all more so about like I ain't worrying about that type of stuff. Like you don't go too naked and on some Kim K or
some extra shit.
Amber Rose type stuff. Just be on
Okay, so G.SIETE, he's a
I'm understanding.
Yeah, he understanding. He understanding. All right, last one. You broke up with your significant other less than a week ago, and they already in another relationship. What does this likely
Man,
mean?
you been fucking with him. You been fucking with him. That's all that matters. That's all that is.
Has that ever happened to you? And that's all.
Hell nah. I probably did that.
You did it? What the fuck?
I probably did it. I think with my last girlfriend, I ended up getting with her like 2 weeks or 3 weeks after my last relationship. But the thing about with that, and this one thing I'm gonna put out there, sometimes you probably was mentally been done with the relationship months or probably a year ago. And you probably been telling that person, like I was been telling that person, I don't want to be with you no more. She was just so clingy to me. I was like, I don't want to be with you. Like I'm a real nigga. I'm gonna tell you before I cheat.
I know one.
What?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me say what. Finish, brother.
So look, so yeah, like you really, like if you really like be mentally gone out the relationship, I don't really feel like you probably was been wanted to, you just never did it. So when you first got that first person that was, you know, you was fucking with outside of that person you was already messing with, you just, all right, I'm gone because I got somebody now. It's just, you probably waiting for that one person to just come along, and that's really been more so. But I don't feel like that's a bad thing with that situation. But other than you just, it was all good and you just went out the blue and just y'all break up. Then the next week you with somebody else. Yeah, you was fucking with somebody already the whole time.
Okay, now ladies, that was some questions for y'all to pick his brain to see where he at on the relationship standards and what he thinks. Now, what are some things outside of music that you are interested in? The average one won't know about you. Do you cook?
Nah.
What are some hobbies you have?
What is my? I really like to watch interviews like on aliens and and on like the Egyptians and like the world. Like I like to watch like what that is. They be hunting the alligators and the snakes, like the invasive species and stuff. And they like I like to watch stuff like that.
Okay, so you like watching
and reading 48 Laws.
48 Laws of Power?
Yeah.
I just got that book on Audible, man.
Yeah.
Now, back to your music. Now you have Jackpot. You send me an unreleased pack of songs.
Oh, smoke.
It is smoke. Y'all heard one at the beginning of the podcast. Do you have what are your plans with dropping these songs? You say you got a tape coming out, album.
Well, on February the 15th, I'm dropping 2 of them just to like throw out there for people just to listen to while my headspace, like how you just did them questions. Like I feel like people don't know my headspace like right now, 2022. So I feel like it's just 2 songs to throw out there to get my headspace so y'all can know where I'm at right now. And really, I'm just keep collecting songs. I always drop around April, May, or like in the summer, so I can try to drop some on my birthday or something like that. I always do something like that, but I'm just collecting songs right now.
February 15th, that's Valentine's Day?
That's the day after Valentine's Day. I look at it like the day after Valentine's Day is the day for the heartbreakers, for the single people. So I feel like I'm dropping them 2 songs for the single people and the people that, you know, be going through things.
Okay. I think the day for the single people is the day of Valentine, where they find out they ain't getting shit. And
that's why on the 15th.
you know, yeah, simmer down.
Yeah.
I got you. Now, the tape name, do you have a name for it?
Or which one? For the
new one.
For the 15 or for the what you call it?
No, the 15. You say you just dropping 2 songs.
Oh, but I'm putting it together. Like, you know how Drake be doing the scary hours?
Oh, all right. I got it.
It's called Misunderstood. Misunderstood. Yeah, and they got a song called Mr. Clean and I had a song called Flossie. And that's like the 2 songs on there. But the tape that I'm working on is Heartaches and Bass.
Heartaches and what?
Heartaches and Bass.
Bass?
You know how Kanye got 808s and Heartbreaks is Heartaches and Bass.
Oh, all right, bass. All right.
Because my heart not broke, it's just ache. It just hurt. And I'm going over some hard ass beats.
I heard that. How do you recover from heartbreaks?
Keep making music. Jokes and Buku girls.
Like, Jokes and me talking to Buku women.
Yeah, you know from New Orleans.
Outside of New Orleans.
Yeah. So that's basically where I'll just be at. That's how you get my mind off of things.
Okay. Any other things you want to touch on, man?
Oh, and getting money. That's another thing. Getting money. Always get money. And what you just said?
I said any other things you want to touch on that we ain't touch on yet, that you have on your mind. You got a.
I have a lot of stuff.
You got a solo camera. Let me know. Come on.
I have a lot of stuff I want to talk on. I'm trying to see like.
Shout it up. You got a solo camera. You want?
What you I want to ask you some questions.
Oh, you can ask me something.
How you
the first time I ever heard
that. I'm about to interview you. I'm about to interview you now.
I've never been interviewed.
So, how do you feel about the New Orleans rap game right now, like the whole community of the rappers and and if you can say your top 5.
My top 5.
You don't have to say me.
Just in New Orleans. Well, I'm gonna ask the question first. I don't even know if I got a top 5, but how do I feel about the New Orleans game? I feel it's a lot of copycatters. And they try to sound like too many other people.
That's in the industry? They trying to sound like people in the industry?
Too many other cities that pop. They try to sound. First it was Atlanta. Now it's a lot of Detroit sounds.
Yeah.
A lot of Chicago's.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about New Orleans. But they do have some good artists, though, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel. I feel like New Orleans got a lot of copycats, but they do have great artists.
But all right, but how do you feel like our sound should be like? You know, people say we had this New Orleans sound back in the day in the 90s. Like, would you feel like the sound should be now? Like, would you feel like it should be a mixture? Because it had to be a mixture of something.
Right. I don't think it's something that I can pick out, though. I think it's something like when you just hear it, it's like nobody ever, like, I guess 10 years ago, nobody was saying, oh, Atlanta got a sound. Like, but when you think people were saying that?
Now
like,
with Outkast and stuff.
Yeah, that's
like
what
that,
I'm saying.
like,
Nobody was like, they got a sound. It was like,
Yeah.
that's just the South. But people are saying big timers and I guess Cash Money and them had a sound because that was like the first people.
But
from
you know what
New Orleans
made that?
stuff.
You know what made them have a sound, right? Or you know what that means to have a sound.
I think it was the producer. I think it was
Right.
Manny Fresh.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so-
That like a bunch of artists collaborate with this one producer. That's how you make a sound for a city, a specific city.
Yeah,
like in
that's what I
BR with Dumb Drummy and all them people, like Young Boy using them, and then every different other artists out there. Like that's what made their sound. And I feel like that's the problem.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad or good that we don't have a prominent sound yet. I think they're just trying to find it.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. But top 5 artists, I wouldn't be able to know. I always
You don't want to put it on spot. It's cool. You don't want to put it on spot.
Because I listen to local artists. My girl be telling me stop playing that shit. Like,
She don't mess with it.
She be telling me I be playing this shit too much.
Oh,
like,
playing it
local
too
artists.
much.
Like she be like, turn
Do
this shit off.
you like anybody? Like overdo
Like,
it.
I be telling her these the local. I be listening to y'all.
But
so
I understand it because we do need that. There are a lot of people at one time they weren't playing no local artists. Like the way now, like I can start to hear local artists in parties and clubs and stuff like that. It wasn't like that before. So I feel like that's progress.
Like, I'm gonna have to come back to that because I always ask other people who they top 5 artists is, but I never think of like my top 5 artists. Yeah, at least locally. I would have to look through my playlist.
Yeah.
But because I got some on SoundCloud, I got some on Apple Music. But I have to look through I'm gonna have to get back to you.
Yeah.
You laid me on the spot, bro. With that, man, you got me shook up.
I watch interviews all day.
Huh?
And don't put me on the spot.
Well, he asked you that. I ain't asked you that.
It just be
Who your top 5 in New Orleans?
Hey, I'm
Shit,
a
she
rapper.
gonna ask me?
I'm a rapper.
Still.
I don't feel like I should answer that.
Do you feel you in your top 5?
Yes, of course. I feel like I'm top 3.
Top 3?
I'm top
Well, if
3.
you
I'm
put
top 3 in the city.
You put a specific number, so you have to feel 2 other artists.
I feel
better
like-
than you are.
I feel like the city know who the other 2 is. By popular demand, y'all know who the other 2 is. But
So
I'm
we just
top
gonna
3.
knock it out with saying Rifle 9. That's 1.
All right.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Number 2. Who's number 2? Nino?
You could go with that.
No, what you go with? Not me.
He been
They
doing.
got,
He been.
they got,
I grew up on Nino. Like so, it's like
They got your girl, Super Bad.
she turning up.
She turned up.
But that's more on the bounce. I don't like to do that.
yeah,
But
that's a good topic. Well, you don't consider bounce rap?
I don't want to get fired. I don't want to get.
It sounds like I put them together.
I feel like they
bounce
got
rap.
them. I feel like they got their own genre. That's a genre by its own. Ain't they? When you put on Apple Music, you could just put bounce, or you could put some. I don't think they put that. We need to search that. What's on a bounce artist post their music on Apple Music? What they put it under, and that's how we gonna find out.
We about to find out right now.
Is it if it's under hip hop and rap? I don't feel like it should be under hip hop and rap, and I feel like Apple Music should definitely make a bounce category if it don't already.
Or I could just put Big Frida.
Yeah, that's the top bounce artist. So if they don't, what's she done?
A Super Bad right here. Let's see if her stuff. It say hip hop rap. The new song Bedroom.
I guess it's considered rap then. But
But
I feel like
they
they should have their own category.
Well.
There's too many. They have too many artists for them just to, you see what I'm saying? Like for them just not to have their own category.
Big Frida hits Volume 1. What does it say?
And they do have. And I ain't gonna lie, with bounce artists,
Pop rap.
I ain't gonna lie, with bounce artists, they do have metaphors. It might be nasty and but they do be having metaphors with it, and they use the rap element, so I can
It's just
understand
straight
it.
to it though. It's like straight to it and nasty.
It's raw.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we touched on a top 2 for you since you was at
Yeah, we can do that. We
we touched on G.SIETE and Raffle 9 top 2. Do you find it ironic every time I ask artists the top 5 they include themselves?
I feel like because everybody, you gotta always put yourself first.
And the confidence.
Yeah. But I really feel like I don't feel like nobody else, like, they got people on the West Bank, like they got shout out to Drew, they got shout out to Lacrosse, shout out to people that's really like I know that's doing different things. I feel like they got people out here on the West Bank and stuff like that doing it. But I feel like as far as the West Bank, I'm really like, who else is really making noise like I am? Like, let's just be honest. That's just being just truthful, like just being like realistic.
Now, with the music industry, what do you feel that you can bring to it that is missing? Or do you feel is missing anything?
Yeah, I feel like I can bring soul and bring like stories that people didn't think to touch on, but when I touch on, you be like, damn, why I didn't think to touch on. That was so simple to touch on. It's just all the way about putting the words together and making people listen to it in a song format. I feel like I can really do that. Like, I feel like that's really missing from the game. I feel like Drake touch on that sometimes. I feel like different people. I be messing with Money Man. I feel like he talking about like real life things that go on.
Oh yeah, that's a top 5 artist for me.
Yeah, I really fuck with Money Man for sure. And like, my favorite artist growing up was Shy Glizzy though. That's how I always got my sound and shit too. I feel like that's like, I always wanted to get signed to Shy Glizzy. Shy Glizzy, I
never heard that.
I know.
I never heard nobody say, Shy Glizzy was their favorite artist. I used to listen to Shy Glizzy.
Shy Glizzy, I listen to every single album. Like if he drop a song right now, I'm gonna listen to it. If he come to me and say, yeah, like I sign you, like I would sign him before any other artist. Think about it. My name's G.SIETE, like that's what the Hefe come from. Like you Spanish for boss, G.SIETE Spanish for seven. I always, carry that type of thing with me too.
So in the music industry, do you feel it's, I should say, how it's supposed to be, or do you feel it has so many different elements that make it not about music, just about music?
Yeah, nowadays, like with the dissing and things, I feel like, let's put it like this. I'm gonna give you a whole scenario. If let's say somebody like 17 years old, he go and, he at school, or he at, he beef with this other type of clique. He got his own clique and he beef with another type of clique. He ain't rap. Let's say he not rapping at this point. They get in the shootout. The dudes on the other side, they end up dying. He go to making a song about it. Now, from that point forward, everybody in the city know. Like, if you know, you know. I will really watch them just post a regular picture. Like, from, let's say, this after they beat the case and all that, like, or if they don't get picked up from it. Like, just the fact that everybody know that they killed somebody. They're going to get 100 comments. They're going to get 2,000 likes and all that. Probably with just 2,000 followers. Just off the purely fact that they killed somebody. Now, either they partner or them going to make a song. Boom, that bitch gonna buzz off the purely fact that we know about everything y'all talking about is facts.
Violence brings views.
That, and I think it's just facts. Like, we knowing that this happened in real life, so all you did was bring it to the music. I feel like rap game is based off facts right now. Is your jury real? Is the clothes you wearing real? Is the girl that you with really fucking with you? Is like everything is off of facts right now. I fuck with that part about it. It's just the way how people go about it. It's just everything off of facts. Back in the day, they had, people, they was to make all, they was to generate all. You had somebody from off the street and put them clothes and give them drip, have them a stylist, have them all that.
They do that now.
They do that now. But I ain't gonna lie, they have a lot of real artists coming up now. Like a lot of people that's just, you wouldn't think would have came up, they getting talked about more than anybody. Than the person that's really out here making music on the J. Cole level or something like that. I feel like that type of artistry, people don't even want to hear that. It's a lane for it, but you're not gonna be like the top person until you make a hit.
Now, with you saying it being based off facts, a lot of it is internet. which is we all know the internet is not real.
Yeah.
A lot of people just post.
You can manipulate anything.
Yeah, a lot of people just post the best things on the internet and not the everyday life of what they going through.
Yeah, highlights.
How do you feel about the social media?
I feel like I just said it on a song called "Carry On." Like, I said that a person, a female could look at this, this person, then they end up start thinking shady, and they weren't even thinking shady at first. They were just on some shit like, I just want to just go to work, and they know, like, if you post this type of shit and you post this, they're going to be looking at you a certain type of way. But the fact of the matter is, now that you see Dirk and them, you see India and them, like, well, I want that now. You wouldn't even think about that with your boyfriend. Now you're like, I want that, or I want that. And I feel like that type of stuff really be messing females and dudes' heads up, and with the making money, like, they see this dude flexing with money and all that, and his partner sending it to him, we need to be on this type of shit. And you're like, well, man, we got to get to that. It's a process. You don't even know if that's his. You don't even know what they doing out here. You don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
2-second video.
You heard me? Or 2-3 months later, now them boys in that box. Now that all that money that they had was flexing with, now they got used that on their bond, or use that on their books and stuff like that, or on their lawyers. So it's like, I don't be caring about.
It's an illusion.
Yeah.
Speaking about all that, you interested in getting married?
I used to.
Nigga started smiling.
I used to. I really used to. Like, I used to look at, like, how my parents is and how different things, but not seeing how stuff is now. I don't know if it was because of COVID or stuff, but like the marriage rate and the divorce rate, like, it's starting to, like, pick up because of the fact of the matter is everybody, I guess, was together too long, and they starting to realize each other. Because, when you working every day, y'all only see each other for momentarily, and y'all go out to eat and stuff like that. Now you can't go out to eat. Y'all can't do the activities that make,
in the house
to make your relationship, better and, build memories. Mm-hmm. So I feel like off of that purely fact, a lot of divorces are starting to happen, and I feel like, I don't know, I'm gonna have to see, like, probably 10 years from now.
10 years when you, what, 28?
28.
I'm fucking with you. Nigga say I get. He not 18, y'all, right
30
now.
something.
When he 30 something, so he wants to get married, but it just has to be the right girl, and COVID can't be here when he getting married.
Yeah, basically.
Mr. Jackpot, man, Mr. 80-20, Mr. All the streams in a row right now, Mr. What else I'm missing? Not Mr. Pharaoh.
You heard me.
Mr. Misunderstood.
Misunderstood.
And Mr. I don't know when the tape coming out, but
Heartaches and Bass.
Heartaches and Bass coming to you soon. 2022.
It's definitely 2022. I drop one album a year.
Every year. Mm-hmm. Now, February 15th, this is what we looking forward to, the Misunderstood project. This is the TaeVi podcast. Any last words for the people, boss?
Just grind hard, live life. If you got live life, grind. If you got a thug, you got a thug. Just be mindful of what you're doing out here and try to get to the next level. Don't do it for too long. And I'm out.
I'm not out, but I'm TaeVi podcast, man. 2022. We got the Pharaoh here, man. G.SIETE, B7 Entertainment. The label is here, and they gonna blow up. And we out.